Long time ago, there was a tournament of chariot racing in Egypt. A group of challengers gave everything they had to win in this competition, while a man who was the last of the race made his way up to being even with the #1 contender and tricked them to crash into each other as he led the race. Suddenly a wheel slipped out of his chariot and he met a horrible end. In the present day, an archaeologist named Carnaby records a document about Egypt's history. He then gets a call from his mother, who is worried about him because she hasn't seen him in a while. He is bored with her when she interrupts his work and hangs up immediately. He enters the building and opens the tomb of Princess Nefer to show it to his audience, but finds out there was nothing inside as the mummy isn't there. Later he finds out that there were hidden words on the tomb that lead to a world of mummies where they reside in the afterlife. He notices a firefly walking into a hole as it seems to lead the way to a hidden city, and it does. It was an underground kingdom of mummies where they lived as normally as humans on Earth. A man we've seen earlier in the movie was Thut, and was approached by many people for his signature. A woman comes up to him asking for a photo and questioning why he stopped racing as he is so young. On top of that, she wonders why he hasn't found his love life to settle down with. He says he just wants others to have a chance to win, and also states that mummies live forever, so marriage is not for him. After he's done with fan greeting, he sees his little brother staring at his poster when he was once a racer. His little brother wants him to return as there were people who are still a fan of him. Thut's face is lightened up, but he remembers when his chariot got destroyed, and it was a nightmare for him, which made up his mind that he can't return. While leaving a vegetable stall, he helps an old woman to cross a street, but she forgot to bring her basket, which was left on the other side. Thut immediately goes to grab it for her, but while crossing the street he encounters Princess Nefer, who was close to crashing into him. The old woman's basket was destroyed, so Thut gives his basket to her instead. Princess Nefer then arrives at her kingdom. She sneaks up into her room rather than being seen by the guard. However, she still runs into them as her room was guarded by many guards, and she starts singing. One of Princess's maids named Usi asks where did she go, and she says she needed some fresh air. Princess Nefer will soon be named the official successor of the pharaoh, and her father wouldn't like to hear her singing, as it is not for rulers of their world. Pharaoh Princess's father announces that today the phoenix bird, guided by Hathor, the goddess of love, will choose her future husband. She argues as she needs at least 100 more years to decide to get married. She says she is still young and has other priorities in her life, but her father assumes that the only duty she has to do is being a princess, including marriage. He comforts the princess as the goddess has someone handsome and exciting in mind for her. They then open the stargate to guide a majestic phoenix to their kingdom, and suddenly it appears. The phoenix traveled around the city to find the most suitable man for Princess. While flying across the city, Thut's little brother accidentally threw a boomerang at the phoenix, causing it to fall into their house. Pharaoh thought that Thut was the chosen man and sent guards to capture him. Princess Nefer couldn't believe the man she had encountered the day before was the one being captured. Thut initially thought he had been captured by mistake, but then realized that he had been chosen to be Princess Nefer's husband. He tried to argue that he didn't want to get married and made excuses. He had many diagnoses. However, he soon found out that if he went against the goddess's wishes, they would cut out his tongue and pluck out his eyes. Without thinking, he immediately accepted the marriage proposal, and what he had to do was to safeguard the ring until the day of the wedding. If anything happened to the ring, he would be in trouble. Princess Nefer and Thut had their first conversation together. Thut said that she is not his type, and Princess Nefer mentioned if he were the last mummy on Earth, she would rather stay single. Thut didn't want to waste his time talking to a woman who needs a deranged pigeon to find her a husband. In this world, people use tools to turn the day into night, as huge tabs cover up the sky to make it dark. Thut then made his way back to his house and had to wait until the wedding to see Princess Nefer again. Thut's little brother laughed at him as he was going to get married soon, but he was also worried because he thought they were going to execute him. However, his little brother was excited for his marriage, as they were going to be rich and live in a palace. They went to Thut's secret place where he had hidden all his trophies, and he kept the ring in a safe cabinet. As soon as he left, a control robot of Carnaby broke through into his secret place. While Carnaby was on the phone, two of his members quarreled over a remote to control a robot by themselves, but they accidentally broke everything, and Thut's wedding ring fell off from the cabinet, which ended up in front of them. Carnaby noticed that it was a royal wedding ring and kept kept it right away. He also commanded the robot to take everything that was left in the place, but because there were too many items that couldn't fit in a small hole, he decided to blow up the entire wall. That heard the explosion and quickly went to see what happened. At that moment, he realized that only a human could have done all of this. Besides that, the missing ring was a huge problem for him. He couldn't call the royal guard or tell anyone about this, which led him to go after Carnaby to get his ring back. He found a camp of Carnaby's team where the ring was kept in a crate and ready to be delivered to a port. While they were not in his sight, he hopped into a vehicle that the ring was kept in. After a while, they found nothing as the ring was not in this vehicle, and they instantly hid themselves in a crate when they heard someone approaching. Thut and his brother were placed on a ship, and suddenly they were surprised to see Princess Nefer was also here. She thought he was running away and followed him all the way here, later finding out he lost the ring, which she thought was great, as they didn't have to get married. At bedtime, Thut couldn't believe that a princess snores while sleeping, and his brother bet that she could fart as well. After traveling a few days from Egypt, they finally arrived in London. Thut and Princess were amazed at how incredibly this place was, and Carnaby got a call from his mother which reminded him of having a theater show that day. He almost forgot about it, and rushed to the theater right away while Thut and Princess hid behind his vehicle without him noticing. They followed him to the theater and encountered a group of people who were surprised to see them, as Thut and Princess were both written in a book of Egypt history. They took pictures of them and found out that they were all mummies because of the flashlight which revealed their true selves, and they ran off with panic. Princess Thut and his little brother took a camera as their weapon and headed to the theater to confront Carnaby. They rushed to get close to him and shot him with a camera, not realizing that it was a tool to take a picture. A theater crew came up and led them to the backstage area where people were dressed up like mummies. The crew thought they were mummy cosplayers and put Thut and Princess into a line with other cosplayers for a show. They both started to perform without any clue. Princess admired how amazing the show was and started to sing along with them, begging for the return of her ring. People were shocked to see how marvelous Princess Nefer is, as she has a beautiful voice. The performance ended with people praising how good the show was, and eventually Princess Nefer got the ring while Thut is now in love with her. Carnaby couldn't believe his eyes as he just saw Princess Nefer, who he believes is already dead. He then goes after them to attempt to get the ring back, but they got help from a man named Ed, who was amazed by Princess Nefer's performance. Ed absolutely loved her voice, and also has a song he wrote which he thinks she would be perfect for, and asks if she would like to sing for him. Thut then interrupts as he doesn't want her to sing because they have to go back to their mainland as fast as possible. Ed wants them to think about it, and offers his address to them if they need him. Princess Nefer is disappointed with Thut, as he didn't give her a chance while she has been dreaming of being a singer all her life. Thut also wishes that the Phoenix didn't choose him either, and his little brother says technically the Phoenix didn't. He accidentally knocked it down with his boomerang. They both immediately hug and thank him, as Thut will remain single, and Princess Nefer doesn't need to marry him anymore. But soon they notice that the ring she got from the show was not the real one. Thut starts to worry about his eyes and tongue, as they don't have much time left. Princess Nefer calms him down, telling him it's going to be okay, and they will find the ring in the morning. They arrive at Ed's house and ask him to stay for a night in exchange for singing a song for him. While it's bedtime, she snores as always, which Thut couldn't take anymore, and goes outside to talk about how much he adores her. She's determined, strong, and intelligent, but one thing he fears is her snoring, which he is about to live with for the rest of his life. Carnaby took out an Egyptian history page to learn about a symbol that is on the ring, and on Princess Nefer as well, which he assumes means that the living mummies are real. He told his mother about this special discovery, and guaranteed that the whole world would know the name of Lord Carnaby. After recording Princess Nefer singing, Ed wants to stream a video of her performance and give them a card to shop for new clothes. They get their new outfits which fit them perfectly, as Ed has got a song loaded up and ready to stream a live performance to the world. Due to time running out, that thinks this is not a good idea, but as he sees that she really wants to do it so much, he changes his mind and supports her instead. The show starts. Princess Nefer captures millions of people watching her live, and her song becomes #1 on the scoreboard in just a few hours. Carnaby, who was also watching her live, knows where she is and plans to get her. Princess Nefer is shocked to see that her dream is coming true in just a few days of being here, but Thut seems like he isn't happy because the ring hasn't been found yet. A few minutes later, she gets shot with an anesthesia bullet bullet and is captured by Carnaby's member. Thut wakes up from his sleep runs after their car, but he can't do anything to save her. He blames Ed for this and tells him to stay out of his way, which he thought Ed was one of them. The reason Carnaby captured Princess Nefer is to reveal her true identity to the world and make a name for himself as a great archaeologist who was the first to discover a mummy. He also takes this as an opportunity to sell tickets for his museum. Not long after Thut arrives at Carnaby's museum and sees that every one of his stolen items is here. Thut goes to help Princess immediately, but is tricked by Carnaby, who traps them in a room together. While Ed and Thut's little brother can't sit and wait, they decide to go help them. Since Ed can't climb a museum wall, little bro lets him stay there and watches as he blocks every security camera vision. He arrives to see Thut and Princess in mummy form, breaks a glass instantly and leads them out of the museum. Meanwhile, Carnaby arrives to see that they have already gone. They ran into a bus, but none of them knew how to drive. However, little bro volunteered to be the driver. Carnaby was not giving up easily. He chased them until he got Thut and Princess back. As there was no more way to escape from him, Thut saw a ramp up ahead and let his little bro drive right for it. Little bro sped up to make sure he could land on the boat on time, but when they almost went for the ramp, Thut let him turn and slam the brakes to trick Carnaby to go for a ramp instead, and eventually they were free from Carnaby. Princess wants an explanation from Thut why a chariot racer is frightened of going fast. He says he just doesn't feel comfortable driving a chariot without horses. He means a bus. They both also apologize to each other for kissing while at the museum. They are ready to return to their world as the ring has been found, and Ed recommends them to take a plane for their travel. Princess admires Thut for how brave he is, and thanks him for coming to save her. He declines, saying it is not true, he is not what she thought. He retired from chariot racing because he got scared, and since then speed makes him panic. She comforts him, saying if he was not brave, he wouldn't risk his life to rescue her. Finally, they arrived at their home, and Princess and Thut part ways to their own place. Pharaoh is reunited with his daughter, and she can't imagine how worried he has been. Thut looks at the ring as he knows he is not the one who is going to marry Princess, but in his heart, he really wishes the Phoenix chose him as he is deeply in love with her as well as Princess. However, Carnaby comes up with his tractor into Mummy's world, but this time he goes for Pharaoh instead. The guards inform Pharaoh about Carnaby infiltrating the city, and he commands the guards to take everybody to the shelter, and he will deploy the city's defenses. Not long after, Carnaby arrives in front of Pharaoh attempting to capture him, but Nefer appears to stop him, as this is all her fault. Little bro rushes into Thut's room telling him they have come for the king, and Princess needed his help. He first hesitates to go as he thought they got their guards, but little bro reminds him who he is, that he needs to stop feeling sorry for himself and go help her. Even though Princess tries all her best, she couldn't stop him as Carnaby already got Pharaoh. She didn't give up on her father and ran after him. However, she ended up in a dangerous situation where Carnaby was going to end her life. Immediately, Thut appears like a superhero with his chariot and saved her. While on a chase, Thut is lost in his thought again as he remembered what happened in his past. However, he overcomes his fear and regains his consciousness. He hops onto a tractor to confront Carnaby and successfully releases King Pharaoh, but a large pit is in front of them. As Thut had nowhere to escape, he pushed his chariot with Princess away and fell into a pit with Carnaby. After all, he survived the fall with his wedding ring. King Pharaoh was proud of him and thanked him for saving his life. In the end, he asked Princess Nefer to marry him. And this is it for this movie. I hope you enjoyed my recap. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and comment and also subscribe so you don't miss out on my new video.